At it again, and boy, do I love this time right now. It is going swimmingly. It is going very, very well at the current present moment because the Democrats are absolutely panicking. And one of the latest that supports the Democrat Party is Cenk Uygur. And we're going to be diving into one of his video clips today because, woo, he's losing it. And for good reason, too, because Kamala is being set up to lose right now. Not set up. I mean, she's really setting herself up. I'm surprised. I'm honestly confused with this whole Kamala situation. The fact that she continues to come out here and do these speeches and like she's better off hiding at this point. Seriously. Because every time she opens her mouth, people realize how terrible she actually is. She's no different than Joe Biden. No different. No different. Like, you get the same result, a bunch of nothing from them when you ask them a question. The exact same. The exact same. So, yeah, with that being said, let's dive in.
Our only hope is that Trump just gives up. Like, and I don't mean like literally, of course he's not gonna do that, but he's kind of de facto doing it where he just melts, right? And he just is so unelectable that she wins because this is hopeless. What is this? We're going back to the 1990s. I love Republicans. I love bipartisanship. Republicans have such good ideas. Might that encourage people to vote for them instead of you? And what Republicans are you talking about? See, they don't understand modern day politics at all. They're still, we're going to get the John McCain Republicans, the Dick Cheney, Mitch McConnell Republicans. No, those are corporate Republicans.
Exactly, perfect.
And those voters don't exist. So you think that because your donors are all corporate Republicans and corporate Democrats, that there's this giant subsection of the country that are like, oh my God, if she would just work with corporate Republicans to help big business, we'd vote for her. No, the undecideds are barely follow politics. They're not John McCain fans or Dick Cheney fans. They want you to help them. You need to be a populist to do that. So running towards these corporate Republicans is a disastrous strategy. It gives your opponent a rhetorical marketing advantage because you're saying the other party is good. It picks up no votes at all, and it leads you in the wrong direction where you're seen as more pro-war and pro-business when you need to be more populist and telling those undecided voters, hey, I'm going to deliver for you. I'm going to get you something, not I'm going to get Dick Cheney something. This is the worst strategy in the world. And I know for Democrats, they think, no. If you have the worst strategy in the world, don't tell anyone. Just compliment her on the strategy, but then she won't be able to turn around. And it's not like she hasn't turned around. She turned around earlier in this campaign. She was doing a brilliant job in the beginning on populist economic messaging. And she turned around to this terrible message. I'm hoping she'll turn around again and go to a correct strategy in the last 3 weeks. But you can't get us through their consultant heads, all those stupid Democratic consultants destroying this party in this country.
Now,
I mean, he does have a little bit of a point in the fact that whoever is advising Kamala is doing a terrible job. Terrible job. But then also, they picked a terrible candidate. But once again, this is their own fault. This is their own fault. They wanted to play identity politics. So this is the bed that they made. So now they have to lie in it because they couldn't skip over Kamala because that would have looked bad, right? You can't skip over the black woman, right? So they were stuck with her. Absolutely stuck with her. But not only that, even before that, if you want to rewind it back, they wanted to lie about Joe Biden and just keep him in there while they ran the show or she ran the show, right? Until they couldn't hide it anymore, and it was obvious to everyone that Joe Biden wasn't Joe Biden. Then in the fourth quarter, then they wanted to replace their quarterback, but their backup was a backup for a reason. Their backup doesn't even belong in the league. But their backup was just sitting on the bench, so they never had to play anyway, so it didn't matter. Now that she's got to get in the game, now you see how terrible she really is and why she was sitting on that bench.
All right, I'm just going to hold back and just move on to The View because they disagree with you, Cenk. They think that Kamala Harris has been running a perfect campaign.
Oh, they're so stupid.
So let's start with Sunny Hostin, who insisted that Harris's strategy was flawless because of the amount of money she has raised. Like that is the main indicator of a successful campaign.
Yeah, the donors.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, it's genius.
I think that Kamala Harris has been running a flawless campaign, and that's why she raised billions of dollars, $1 billion. I think it's because of the momentum that she has.
Nope, I'll tell you exactly why she raised $1 billion. A lot of these millionaires and billionaires, their name is on a list somewhere. If you know what I mean. And they don't want that list to come out. And if Kamala's in office, then it won't. But if Trump is, it will.
I think it's because people believe in her, and I think people are showing that by the amount of money that they're willing to give to the campaign. I think we have the press to blame for a lot of this. About, Whoopi, you always say you don't believe in polls. I'm with you now. Because I'm reading the press. First it was, Kamala's not doing enough press. Then she goes on this huge press tour. What I would like the press to talk a little bit more about is Trump is in hiding. He didn't do the 60 Minutes interview. He does not want to do another debate. He's in mental decline. Obama's speech was captivating in Pittsburgh, yet instead of talking about that, we're talking about what he said before the speech to black men.
Donald Trump has increased his support among black voters. Why do you think that is? Anyway, I am gonna go back to it. Even if, let's say, best case scenario for Kamala Harris, cozying up with neocons like Dick Cheney works out for her and gets her across the finish line. I need Democratic voters to please just explain to me, why is it that you guys really want the Democrat to win? If the Democrat is willing to open her administration up to neocons who do not possess the same values as us, right? If the Democratic Party becomes the new party of neocons, why do we care so much about getting the Democrat elected?
No, they have one.
I just need to understand. I need to understand because guys, okay, I don't care about the party's label. I care about what the party is going to do to make our lives better. And if the signaling right now is we're gonna be like the Bush era Republicans, what is the point?
Yeah, so look, there is no point left to these corporate Democrats. The only point is survival. So you know what I think. I think Trump is a deranged wannabe dictator. So, and he proves it every day. Just played you the clip of him saying the military should take care of the enemy from within. So we have a deranged dictator versus a hopeless corporate politician. So, I mean, look, on The View, full-blown conspiracy theory, lunatic, QAnon, blue MAGA, whatever you want to call them. Kamala Harris has run a flawless campaign? A flawless campaign. Amazing. And by the way, they were saying the same thing about Joe Biden as his brain was falling out of his ear. Okay, and the press is too mean to Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is perfect, but the press, they like Trump too much and they're too mean to Kamala Harris. Look, I think that to some degree, some parts of the press sane wash Donald Trump, a new term that I love, and it's true. And I think he's a lunatic and they just treat him as if he has strategy and is a normal person. But thinking that they're too mean to Kamala Harris, that's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I mean, all right.
All right, so let's go to Sarah Haynes and Elisa Farah.
Like, I don't understand Cenk, man. I really don't. Because on one hand, he actually makes sense. And so does Anna Kasparian. You know? She's like, I don't care about the party labels. I care about what the party's gonna do. And that should be the truth, right? You should care about what the party's gonna do. Doesn't matter whether or not they have an R or a D next to their name. As a matter of fact, I might even propose an idea to get rid of the R and the D next to people's names. Get rid of it, right? And just state what it is that you're going to do, what you're about, okay? What policies you support, what policies you don't. But beyond that, he is right about the fact that the media is not mean to Kamala. The media is overwhelmingly nice to Kamala. And I think it's actually hurting her because people can see through the smokescreen. I've shown you guys comment sections time and time again where Kamala does an interview and people are calling out the interviewer for giving her softball questions or basically giving her the answer within the question. Like a little slick way of like, hey, here's the answer, but I'm going to make it seem like I'm asking you a tough question. Like, no, or not following up on questions. Whereas with Trump or with Republicans, it's all mean and nasty. As a matter of fact, case in point, we checked out The Breakfast Club yesterday. I don't know. Laura Trump went on The Breakfast Club. And I showed you guys the comment section. And people were calling out those exact things. People see through the crap. Like if you're going to do a hard interview with Trump or with Republicans, then do the same thing. Literally, you could ask the exact same questions to a Democrat or to Kamala. Do the exact same thing and you wouldn't have an issue. Nobody would say anything. If Kamala absolutely passed with flying colors, I couldn't say a word. But the fact that she's bombing, not only is she bombing every single interview, but all of these interviews, they're softball interviews, and she's still bombing them. Like, throw her to the fire just like you throw Donald Trump to the fire. Let it be fair, and let the best person win. If it's Trump, great. If it's Kamala, fuck. You know what I mean? But at least I wouldn't be able to complain about the fact that she's getting this, fluff piece while Trump is, you're going after Trump. And now the narrative is, sane wash. Well, Trump's a human too. And I don't know about y'all. And like I said, I've said this time and time again, and the more that I see this stuff, the more that I believe is true. I can't be a politician. I just can't. Because if I was in Trump's shoes, if people had gone after me day after day after day after day, made up story after made up story after made up story, BS after BS, lawfare after lawfare, man, I'd be cursing up a storm. I'd be saying all types of crap. Bro, man, if they think Trump is bad, boy, I tell you, you ain't seen the half of it. You ain't seen the half of it. Because I would be sick of it. I would be absolutely sick of it. Whenever I saw one of these, see, I almost said something crazy. Whenever I saw one of these fake media folks, bro, I would have gave them an earful. You stupid son of a, all this, you ain't nothing but a female dog. Bro, because, listen, the way I was raised, never mind, we ain't gonna get into all that. Y'all know what I was getting at. If somebody coming at you, you better go back at them, right? I ain't gonna touch nobody physically, right? That's not what I'm talking about. But verbally, oh yeah. With the stuff I'm about to say, you gonna think I touched you physically. You gonna think I put these hands on you. I ain't touch you though. But them words, boy, I'm gonna make them hurt. But like this whole narrative, like, oh well, they're stain washing Trump, like as if he's not a human, as if y'all haven't been attacking this man since day one, when y'all used to love him. Like, duh. What do you mean sane washing? He is sane. He's more sane than your prior candidate used to be that you guys wanted to lie about for years. Oh, Joe Biden's fine. He's my mentor. The hardest thing about meeting with Joe Biden is preparing for the meeting. What? What are you talking about? But then, he says stuff like that, but then he goes at, The View and calls them out on their crap saying that she's being attacked by the media or that she's running a great campaign. So it's just like, what? How can you see that, but then like say Trump is crazy? Like what? Anyway, doesn't make sense, but it is great to watch these folks come to the realization that their party is trash and their candidate is even worse. But as always, y'all stay safe out there, man. Peace and love. I'm out.